Alright guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to code a Bukkit plugin. Minecraft, Bukkit, whatever, is in Java, which is a coding language, very different than JavaScript. So if you want to learn JavaScript, or if you know JavaScript, this is not JavaScript. But in order to do it, you're going to need an IDE, which is an integrative development environment. I use Eclipse. You can use NetBeans, IntelliJ, anything you prefer if you have experience, but if you're a beginner, Eclipse is fine. Very simple, very easy, all that. So, you can just download Eclipse IDE for EE developers, or IDE for Java developers. Don't download PHP or C++. No, just, if it says Java, download it. It's pretty good. You're also going to need Java, of course, and a Java JDK. It's a Java development kit. JDK 8, JDK 8. All of these links will be in the description. So this is the API, the server. It's a build tool from Spigot. Spigot MC. Just go to downloads. It'll bring you to this. You download this. You can extract it with Git if you don't know how to do it. More information. This will bring you to a tutorial on everything you need to know, from installation with Git to what it is, all that stuff, troubleshooting. There's even a video. Last thing, you should have this open. It is a Bukkit plugin tutorial. Very useful. You have your commands here, troubleshooting, all of that. It's really nice to just have it here. It's a resource. If you don't know something, you can always grab it here. So once you've downloaded Eclipse, I can go out of that. On your desktop, just make a new folder and call it workspace, or call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it workspace, because it makes sense. Find where you download Eclipse and then just run it. I'm using Eclipse Mars 2. There's a new version out, use a new version. But then just press browse and then go to your workspace directory right there. And then you can use this if you don't want this prompt, and it'll just launch into the directory. You can change that in preferences later on if you want to change directories, but I have multiple workspaces, so I am not going to do that. Okay, so once it launches up, you can just set it into full screen and exit out of that. I like to move this. You don't need this. You don't need that. Go into preferences, general appearance. I like dark. Personal opinion. Then just go to new project, Java project. Next, we're going to call this command. Okay. Alright, and then again, you don't need any of this. Just go like that. So right now, this is your project, this is your workspace, this is everything. Obviously, there's nothing in here yet. It's just a package, and you'll have multiple packages per plugin. Or not per plugin, for, like, a plugin is basically a project. I don't know if I was saying packages. This is a project. It's a Java project. It's your plugin. It groups everything underneath it in the src, which is the source. So then just go to package and just name it your name. .command. And once you've done that, click that, and then create a class. I like to call it main. I don't know, when I learned how to do this, that's what they did. Then click it, go to properties, Java build path, libraries, add external jars. Head over to desktop, or wherever your API is. Again, you get this from the build tools. in the download, in the description. That's where you get everything, your server, your API. You need the API in order to make the plugin, because obviously you don't want to make it without the API, because you cannot. Well, you can, but let's not get into that. So, first thing you want to do is you're going to head to your, right here, public class main. Then you want to type in extends Java plugin. You can hover over it to import it, or not, or you could do Shift Control O to import all of them. And in Java, red lines like this, I don't know why that's red. Okay, that was weird. But it extends the plugin, and then you can do that. But if it's red, it doesn't mean it's spelled wrong. That's a big mistake some people make. If it's red, it means it's not going to work. So just make sure you know that. So then you're going to do @override public void on enable brackets. And then what's this going to do is it's going to call for what's in the brackets right here when the plugin is enabled. When you reload, when you start the server, and the plugin is in the directory, it will activate it. It will call these brackets. So you can do getlogger.info, and then inside of here you can say plugin has been enabled. You could also do system.out.print hi, and that will just print it out. But you know, this is easier. It puts the plugin name in brackets and such. And yeah, and then next you can do @override public void on disable. And then what this will do is every time the plugin is disabled on reload or a stop, it will call what is inside these brackets like it did here. So we can just copy and paste that, and we can change this disabled. And yeah, this is your basic thing. When the plugin is called, it will do this. When it's stopped, it will do this. So then you can go back to your plugin tutorial, head down here, and you can just copy and paste this. I'm too lazy to memorize this, so I just always use that. Then go to down, import these, oh wait. Make sure you import org.bukkit.command. Not material. Because there's a command and there's a command block, which are two different types of things. Search a boolean, so you're going to want to return it as a false statement. And yes, so we're going to want to do, you could do a CMD or label. I'm going to do CMD, but you could do if cmd.getName equals space MOTD. But what I was talking about is with the label, you could also do if label.equals MOTD, which is the exact same thing. cmd.getName is basically label. It's the command start. Alright, so we're only gonna make it so if you are a player in the game, you can do this command. Later on I'll get into permissions and how you can set this up in game and store it in a config or a hash map or all that stuff. That's a bit more complicated and advanced if you are just learning. But right now we're going to do if sender instance of if sender instance of player. So the sender is the command sender, which is whoever called on the command, typed in MOTD, it will call them, and then you can just import player. So if they are a player, we're going to want to do player p equals player sender basically means the player is the sender. Yeah, it's just defining it. You can't have a player if the console is sending the command. That's why we made sure that they are an instance of in-game player. So then you can do p.send message, and there's a lot of things you can do with players. You can damage them, allow fight, get address, get XP, get killer, get name. You know, you can set stuff, set bands. You can do so much with them, and if I continue the series, which I probably will, I will try and get into most of these, or all of the main ones, like, you don't need is empty, or is health scale. You don't need all of that stuff. It's not that. You don't need all of those. Then you can just do p.send message, and now, if you've ever used Essentials, you know that they have those things like @7 hi. In Bukkit, there is chatcolor.gray plus your message. But what some people do who don't want to do that, you can do chatcolor.translate alternative color codes. And then inside these like half quotes, you can just put what you want to translate into the code format. And then in regular quotes on the other side, you can put the text to be translated. So we're going to put AM6, which is gold. You have ran the MO, you have run, let me think of what I'm going to say. You have made a plugin that sends a message. Congrats. So, back into this. On the Boolean, if the command is MOTD and their instance of player, it will then get a player, which is the sender, the command sender, and it will then send them a message saying, in gold, you have made a plugin that sends a message, congrats. So, this is basic. You're not done yet. You need to do one more little bit. This is your main part. You're done with these. You're done with the actual code. But you're going to go to new file, and then just call this one plugin.yml. And then there's a format that you have to follow. So this is the format. It's like a form. So you're going to want to name this command version 1.0.0, because it's the first version. The main is relivathyn, which is my name, .command, .name. This is not going to be yours. Unless you made the package relivathyn.command and a class main, that's not going to be yours. So you're going to want to take this, what you made, the relivathyn.command, and put it at the start, and then .main. Because the dot means under and name. Author, you're going to want to put your name. And then under commands, you're going to put MOTD. And then with a little colon. And then you can do description sends the player a message. And then this is just on help and stuff. So you can then save that and save that. And then to export it, you right click on the package, go to export, Java, jar file, next. You can browse. Desktop. I'm going to create a server. I will be right back. Okay, so I just quickly created a test server. And then you can just go here, test server, plugins, or wherever you put it. You can have this anywhere. Right here is going to be your name. So I'm going to call this command, because that's what the plugin name is. Save that as a jar. Finish, and then it will export that. You can go to that test server, or wherever your server was, click on plugins, and then it will be there in a jar file. And then, you know, just double click it, and then let's see what happens. Alright, so it's starting to run, the server, and we're just going to wait until it calls on the plugins. Alright, here it is. So, this is our plugin. It says command, enabling, command, and then plugin has been enabled with the things. So if we do plugins, as you can see, our thing is there, and I'm gonna go in game because obviously I would want to show you guys this. So right here is the test server that I'm on. It's just a random world, and we can do such motd, and then you have made a plugin that sends a message, congrats, and then we can do such help command, and it is right here, such motd sends the player a message. That's all we wanted to do, that's all we wanted to have it do. That's all it needs to do, so it's the message of the day. You can set that to anything, you can set that to any color. If you have any issues, any errors, anything that you need help with, just comment down below. I know starting out coding is hard. A lot of people have a lot of issues with that. That's perfectly normal. It's like learning a new language. You know, you're not going to instantly know it. And I mean, you're never going to really know it. I mean, you're never going to be able to write a plugin that just does not have errors in it. It's simple plugins like this, yes, maybe. But I mean, when you get into the really complicated stuff, like with configs and hash maps and permissions and different arguments, which we'll get into later in the series. But if you just go episode by episode, you will slowly learn the API. And I mean, I'm not a pro, you know. I learned from watching videos, reading articles, all that stuff. I don't know Java. I'm learning Java, like actual Java, but this definitely inspired me to do this. So I'm gonna end it right here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.